The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Well, today's Tuesday, I guess, since Jesse thought it was Monday yesterday. So, hey, Wednesday! Welcome to the show. You're looking live at a very festive Tostitos Championship Plaza.
I didn't do this for him.
You did, man.
Outside Ford, they sabotage you. Outside Ford Center at the Star, Frisco, Texas, where, fellas, I think fall at the end of November has finally made it to Texas. 61 degrees, the high is 62, the low is 45.
He is Nate. That is Kurt 3 Pumps Daniels. This is Shannon. In the back is Chris B and keeping us live and local. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us when we speak.
Yes.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its
Wings. Cook trying to make it back.
Trying to get back on that field.
Hey, shout out to my guy, my friend, my brother, my business partner, Dale Oaks. He loves this show. He watches our show at night, like after his day is over. We are a part of his like winding down, and he goes, man, I laugh so hard sometimes. I'm afraid I'm gonna wake up the people in the house because you guys are always so funny. Said we're funny but yet informational. So if you're looking for a good time, this is where you need to be. The number
We say
one
we're
show.
informative
Dale.
We are very informative.
Thanks for
because
listening,
you said you
Dale.
did a Nate New. You say informational. That was a Nate New.
Nah, you're right. You're right. See what happens when you hang around certain people? You pick up their habits.
A Nateism.
A Nateism. We're very informative.
I love Nateism.
As long as you ain't asinine, you
Or
okay.
10 or 11 or 12.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Doing much better, man.
Minnows and
he
Diddles?
did a great impersonation of you
Did
yesterday.
he?
Yeah.
I
He
caught
did.
the last half. I didn't catch the beginning.
I mean, he let us know how many times you said, I don't want to make it about me.
Oh, I'm going to make something about
If
me.
you sit in that seat, you got to make it about you.
That's right. That's the make
Great
it about
job,
me.
yes.
seat.
To make it about
Chris,
you.
is there another show that you do that the host makes it more about themselves than me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if
Good.
you really want to think about it, Nick, he's the only guy on
he's
the
got his
show.
own show.
Yeah, on the show, yeah.
Oh, man. Middles and Diddles, Wednesdays. How you doing? Good?
Good, man. Good.
You good, Kurt?
Good. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be 80 Sunday, so back off on that winter stuff.
Is it really 80 degrees on Sunday? Oh, man.
It's creeping back in.
God, what is going on? What is going on with the weather? If you don't think the weather patterns are changing, at least in Texas, there has been more hail and crazy severe weather the last, year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah.
And the seasons are changing, and I don't know what's going on, but it's wild in Texas.
Yeah.
So how you doing, Nate?
Oh, man, I'm doing beautiful,
Yeah?
man. My boy back, and it's just hard for me to digest him when he was just kept saying, and he kept making it about him. I'm like, that ain't Shannon, but then the head size would say, so.
Right?
To make it about Nate.
Yeah.
This is what he tried to do yesterday.
Uh-oh.
He made it about himself, but then try to I'm gonna do like Jesse, and was making it about himself, but trying to throw me in the front of the bus first. He was like, oh, not about. Anyway, to make it about Nate, Pop Nate, congratulations.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that, man?
Congratulations.
Fourth.
Oh, you talking about,
Grandpa Nate.
And I'm going to tell you how
again.
slow I am, Brother Jesse, since you brought it up.
It was a month ago
Yeah, baby was here a month ago.
or a year ago.
Yeah,
They just put it on.
Just posted
just
it.
posted
My son kept, he got a little baby girl, 2 years old, him and, and they kept saying IV, right? Uh-huh. And I could not figure. I said, what in the world are you calling the baby? IV. And they just looked at me and they just kept calling the baby IV. Well, I'm thinking I and V for 4.
Oh my God!
And it dawned on me this morning. I'm like, IV.
Finally, this morning.
Yeah. That is everything you do. I'm slow. I like, man, I got to tell Jess about this.
God,
Nate's like, hey, I don't deal with Roman numerals unless it's what is it, 27, 28, 30?
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
That's a
man.
good point.
Yeah, wow. I'm like, so now I got to call my son and say, I finally got it. And he's my dad was like, yeah, Daddy, you finally got it.
That's crazy.
That is awesome.
And if you don't know Nate, that's not a bit.
No.
Like, he is just getting it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
just-
just.
oh,
And he
man.
was probably driving somewhere,
Yeah,
just
no,
out of the
I woke
blue.
up-
It was like, bam.
It was last night in the bed. I'm like, Kurt, dude, this got to happen to more than just me, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, golly.
That boy is good.
Yeah, Kurt, like, yeah.
Good, terrible. Oh, man.
Wow.
So, speaking of Brandon Cooks, could be back this week. Sounds like Nealon, right, might be back.
Might be back.
They open up the window.
Yeah, open the window.
So, question for you guys as players, former players. When your team is not doing great and they're as bad as this team, do you delay that as much as you can? I mean, you want to get out there and fight. You do it for the guys, right? The teammates, and you don't want to let your teammates down. You don't want anybody to know that you're not trying to get out there and contribute because you're still professional athletes, and that's what being a professional is, right? Like, you know, you think about it, it's like, why would guys even go out there and show up? Because you're a professional. That's what you do. You don't, you know, even if you know you're retiring or you're going to another job, if you're a true professional and you give your 2 weeks, you're going to work that 2 weeks out, right? That's just what you do as a human being.
That's what you do as a human being.
Well, a lot of people, yeah, true.
Yeah.
But, you know, being a professional is a professional, whether it's sports or jobs, regular jobs or whatever. But when you're hurt, do you push? Is it hard to get back out there knowing that it doesn't really, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really make a huge difference?
You know what, before Jesse go, let's have a true discussion about real life.
Okay.
All right, before you get, mine's going to be quick. Yours seems like it's going to have
Right.
some more meat to it.
Right.
I'm just going to say you're looking at two players who are starting, who are ending. Brandon Cooks is on the tail end of his career. So for him, he ain't got many more games left in him, like as a player.
Right.
And then Marshawn Leland, he ain't got no games in him, right? So he's trying to get back. He's saying, I want to play. I'm new at this thing. This is, no matter what the record is, it's still exciting for Marshawn Leland. It's still the eye-popping,
Yes.
deer in the headlights. I'm in the National Football League. For Brandon Cooks is, bro, I don't got many more of these things left. So whatever I can get, whatever I can go out there and do, I want to go out there and do because my next step is going to be at the crib. I'm heading to the crib for good.
And you never know when your last season's going to be. And
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody
Like,
picks you up, right?
He's nearing that.
Right.
Whether it's on his own or the league just goes, well, we appreciate you coming out. God bless you. Good night. So you got two different guys on two different ends where you're like, one's really excited to get back out there. The other one's like, I don't got too many more of these left, so I want to go out there.
Okay. Good point. All right.
You know, I like the speech that you gave, but in real life, when you give a 2-week notice, 80% of the people don't do any work. That's real life. But now in football, like in real life, it's about integrity. Now you find out who really loves football and who's the guy who's just waiting on Tuesday. Now, we would never know that in here because
Tuesday is payday for those who don't know.
Yeah, thank you.
Tuesday, that when that direct deposit hit. That when they call you Mr. Holly at the bank. Mr. Newton at the bank.
I would have never thought when I got in the league that was going on. But I saw that when we was 3-13, 1-15, I saw a lot of guys did not come back from things that was 6 to 8 weeks or 3 to 4 weeks, and especially on the back end. I'm talking about the 3 to 6, 3 to 8 weeks. You know, and the season had 10 more weeks. All of a sudden, wow, what happened? These guys didn't show up. They didn't come back. But then within a year and a half, when things changed and some of these guys had these same injuries, they were back in 2 and 3 weeks. They were healing. Oh, I'm a fast healer. Well, 2 years ago you were. So it's each individual battling within himself whether he think he should come back or not, if he can come back. See, we knew up front it wasn't a question. That's why the nation rallied around Dak, because we know who Dak is. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to use him as an example. If more guys had that heart and that push, you would have better football around the league. You would have better, more high-end, more competitive games around the league. And I'm just going to leave it like that.
Do you just stay kind of on the player mentality? Because I think fans they probably have accepted the reality within the last 3 to 4 weeks that this team's not going to make the playoffs, right?
Right.
The season's basically over. You're just looking at – I think there's things you can still be excited for as a fan. You know, there's some young talent that you want to see play. There's some things you can look forward to. But as a athlete and a guy that goes out there and risks your body and your health and your longevity and, all that stuff, everybody gets into the game because it's fun, right? Yeah. It's exciting. Like, you love to play football. You love to play sports. You love to compete.
Better than standing and watching.
Right. But when you get to the professional level, I think sometimes as a fan you look at it and you realize, okay, it's a job, right? They're out there doing a job. And if you work in an organization or if you're around football long enough, you realize that it is a job and it is work and it's the fun. Sometimes you lose sight of the fun part from the outside looking in. Is it still fun for guys to go out there and suit up on Sunday after you've been in the league 5, 10 years? Or is the mentality like, I got to go out there and do this? Or is it even when you're having a bad season, man, I get to go play football on Sunday?
It is, and it should be. Mm-hmm. It should be for the purist. It's I get to play football, mm-hmm. not the other way. I have to play football. Mm-hmm. Like that part, and now get it. Like I've been a part of some winning seasons. I've been a part of some losing seasons, right? And so yes, it is tough to go out there when you look up and you go, like, because I know what guys say. I know what Micah says. Man, we're a pretty good team. That's another conversation for another day, Nate.
Strong team.
Yeah.
But I know what it feels like to go in the meeting room and turn on the film and know, man, we about to get our butts kicked. Right? Like, I know that part. Mm-hmm. I know what it feels like to go in the meeting room and to go, we about to dog walk these jokers we about to play this week. Mm-hmm. So I've been on both sides of the ledger. But make no mistake about it, to those who really love the game, even in the midst of a season like this, I get to play this game for a living. That part should bring out the joy in it. Losing is not fun to anybody. I don't care. You don't want to lose in intramurals. Mm-mm. You don't want to lose at adult softball leagues.
We don't want to lose in the ratings.
Which we're not the number one show on the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't even play. I don't even play certain things because I know I can't win. I won't even play.
So I think, and again, I know sometimes I speak from maybe a little bit of a mature mindset. I'm a little bit older than some of these guys that are actually out there playing today, and this younger generation is different. But if you're playing because you get paid. Like don't ever tell somebody says, "Oh, we just play for the love of the game."
I do this for free.
No, you don't.
Not at this level.
No, you don't.
No, you won't.
No, you
do it for free.
No, you don't do this for free. But the moment you lose that I get to play football, I have to play. When those two lines are blurred and not, go. I don't want you around my team. I don't want you a part of my team. I don't want to be in the locker room with you. The I get to play football is how you get things turned around. It's right. Like Overshown is still playing with the level of joy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? He understands. I get when Marshawn Nealon comes back, he's going to play with the level of, man, I get to play football. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Some guys come into the league feeling like I have to play football.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I have to. But, like, you can have some guys that get around him a little bit. And we said this before on the show. Like, some guys love football for what football brings. It brings the notoriety. It brings the publicity. It brings the cachet. Mm-hmm. But they don't love football. Mm-hmm. And that's
we've had some guys come through here that didn't love.
You know, a lot of them.
And don't
we
love
still
football.
have some on this team that don't love football. They love what football brings, or they love to fight. Anyway, let me not say that. But this is a privilege on any team. Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Name a team. I don't care whether it's from the top or the bottom. It is a privilege to play this game. And when you lose that, pack it up. Pack it up. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people who want to play this game. And that should never be. That should never be taken for granted.
The scariest thing in the world is when 3 or 4 years in a row they just draft a guy to take your job. That's when you really realize this ain't promising. I mean, when you make a team, start for a team, play well for a team, and then they still trying to replace
I
you.
heard Will McClay say that out of his mouth. Out of his mouth. And he wasn't being
funny,
nasty about it. It's the reality of the business.
What, his job is to replace.
He literally
find somebody
said
better than you, right?
He was like, "Oh man," and he goes, "Yeah," and he said, "Now make it hard for me to replace you."
I'm telling you, man.
Now make it hard for me to replace you.
Make me go find a different position in the draft.
Make it so difficult for me to replace you, because that is my daily job. Will McClay and his team wakes up.
I like you. You're my friend. I love you off the field. Let's go have drinks.
I
But
help
I'm
bring
trying
you
to-
here.
I'm trying to get you fired every day.
I help bring you here.
I saw him go crazy over kneeling. When Sam got hurt, I just saw him just one day that boy gonna be something special right there. I'm like, who you talking about? You know, he like that kneeling kid. I'm like, wow, Sam just been hurt a day. And he didn't mean nothing by it. But
Right.
he was just excited that his kid was
getting a chance.
hustling
Yeah.
and was running. He was running every play. I mean, this kid would not slow down in practice that day.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Will McClay is doing today? He's upstairs. He's scouting about when can I find the next defensive end.
Yeah.
Where can I find the next value defensive end? That's what he's doing.
I'm telling you.
And he's excited about kneeling. He's excited about Overshown.
Yeah.
He's excited about you name him.
Yeah.
But he's saying, well, my excitement don't stop there.
Yeah.
I got to find the next one.
Yeah.
And if he's better than kneeling, then guess what? Hey kid, you did a good job.
Welcome to the rotation.
But
It's either be a rotation.
We help build your brand. Now go get paid somewhere else.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. In today's media, I wish was back when I played. Because no, the reason not for our Super Bowl runs, because we wouldn't have had none.
Oh yeah, I was about to
But
say.
what I'm saying is, the media now can't run nothing. They have zero influence on what happens over there. Whereas when I got here, if a coach didn't like you, he started leaking on you. And I mean, it just builds. So if you do something wrong on or off the field, because we was very, very, they wasn't playing it back when I first got here. They wasn't playing them games. That off the field craziness. They were not. And you would just see writers write stuff. Look at this guy. They've never had a guy this size. They never had a guy look like this guy. I used to be like, wow, bruh, I'm blocking better than the guy that's half my size. Why you keep attacking me? And draft this guy. Then they draft this guy. So all of a sudden they started drafting guys looking like me. Fat, out of shape looking. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so every year, for 3 years, I'm like, wow, man, what's the deal? But now in today's media, I just start a podcast like, hey, all you haters,
All right, let's take our first break. We're behind. We'll be back the second segment. Maybe we'll talk about the game coming up this weekend. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. On Hanging with the Boys. Be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey,
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Kurt,
Yes.
today
Oh my God.
is the last day
Oh no.
of our 7-Eleven promotion.
Where's my phone?
Do it now. Get ready.
Big gulp, son.
Get ready for this ultimate game day experience that cannot be moved by The Simpsons. How about
Now
that?
that's a funny story.
That's a hilarious story. Go research it. Maybe we'll talk about it in a minute. I can't believe that.
The NFL,
it's
boy.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, that makes you want to watch it, though, because you know they got some storylines and stuff written in. Anyway, thank you, 7-Eleven, for this awesome promotion. Go text now, Cowboys VIP to 711-711, and you could win a chance to have premium club tickets, sideline passes, travel, and more for the December 9th game against the Bengals. No purchase necessary. Ends today. Must be 18 or older in the USDC. Void where prohibited. Message and data rates may apply. Visit bit.ly/go711-711 for full details and non-text entry.
I just want to add this to our conversation that just passed. Joe Hoyt, who is a reporter and beat writer over at All City DLLS.
He's on Media Match today, by the way.
Oh, Joe Hoyt. Oh, my goodness. Joe Hoyt will be on Media Match. He's over at All City DLLS.
Where's that again?
All City DLLS over there. Well, those guys.
He's on Media Match on Wednesdays.
He's on Media Mash on Wednesdays.
Which will be at 3 o'clock today.
Which will be at 3 o'clock
Tune
today.
in, please.
Tune in to Media Mash.
On
Joe Hoyt.
DallasCowboys.com.
On DallasCowboys.com, because Joe Hoyt.
Chris, were you saying that
reporter.
live on the air or just in our ears?
No, live
on the air.
Okay, so everybody heard it twice.
Yes.
Just making sure.
Just want to make sure.
Media Mash.
No.
DallasCowboys.com.
We've got there's some guy named Clarence.
Oh, Clarence too.
Hill
He's over. He's a beat
also
writer
on
as well.
Media Match 3 days a week.
Wow, Media Match.
you wanna
Clarence
catch him
Hill.
up.
That mouth there got a lot of mash to it.
Yeah, he's Clarence Hill and Joe Hoyt are both beat writers for All City DLLS Cowboys. Heard it's a good company. Anyway, but he has a story that he has out over on alldls.com. And to add to what we were saying about Brandon Cooks and Nealon, the windows open up for those guys to come back, and how do guys look at it when the season's going. And Brandon Cooks, he said he hopes to spark a change. And the quote that he used was, "I think we can go out there and be more joyful in the process." That's from Brandon Cooks. That's a guy who's been around this league for a long time. So, it says Brandon Cooks said the sting of being away from the team has been amplified by the losing streak the Dallas Cowboys have been on. He hopes to spark a change, and I think we can go out there and be more joyful in the process.
Is that a read between the lines that there's...
No, that's a veteran guy that understands that I get to play football. That's a veteran guy that says I get to play football.
But by him saying we can be more joyful, is that him kind of saying that guys over there aren't having fun right now?
Probably.
It's a bad locker room
Probably.
as far as attitude and way things are.
Yeah. You read it between the lines.
And I think that's one thing that you hope doesn't, because what is it? A third of every roster turns over every year anyway. Is that about
minimum?
It's about a third, right?
Minimum.
And
that's for sure on this team this year, because I think it's a third of the guys on this roster who will have expiring contracts. So
and
you're
probably and it's just as many coaches, 32 of them.
Yeah. So you're probably looking
so
at
it's gonna be like 60% of the team.
Yeah. Well, on a normal year,
turnover.
It's a third.
Yeah.
So a year like
My
this
boy
year,
Mike, man,
there's like 27, 28 guys on their last year contract.
So you would think it would probably be closer to half this year with all the personnel issues and the way they're talking about you don't have the right people,
soft
right?
rebuild, baby, finna turn into an explosion.
So that's one thing I think you could be another good thing is you have an opportunity after this year to, we talk about culture a lot, right? Change it completely because half your team's probably gonna be gone, right? And you get to,
but the core pieces will still be here.
Yeah,
that's kind of they're in a difficult position now, though, right? Because normally you would say, let's start building for next year. Let's see who's this guy's got, that guy got, but who knows what's. It could be a whole new coaching staff. Half the team could be changed. I mean, it's how do you prepare when you don't know what's in the future?
For 2025?
But who has to prepare? Them the only ones got to. We ain't got to do nothing. I mean, who has to prepare?
But I guess as a team, if you're thinking about direction,
no, they already got
already
got a plan A, and they got a plan B. That's one thing that we all know in here. You have to have a plan A and a plan B. If it goes this way, this is what we're going to try to do. I'm not saying it's going to be successful. Mr. Jones doesn't have a plan A and a plan B. I promise you. I don't think they could have gotten this far in any of their businesses without that possibility that things may fall apart.
Oh no, I don't think he had a plan for this.
Yeah, I think he did.
I don't think he had a plan for this. This got out of hand real quick. I really do think. I do think coming into this year that he was of the mindset that we were going to reset some things.
Yeah. Not this bad.
But not this bad.
He didn't know it was a hard reset.
Yeah, like he was like, you know what?
He's like, turn your phone off.
Yeah, like
throw it in the toilet and flush it.
Yeah, he's like,
that's a hard reset.
He's like,
baby.
we're gonna be competitive.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? It might be 7, 8, 9 wins. We're competitive, and there might be hope for us to get the division towards the end of the year.
Right. Wow.
He didn't think when we got to about week 8, 9, that it was like.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought it was going to be this bad, and you ain't win a home game in the last 6 home games, and you.
It's 5, right?
Dating back to playoffs last year.
You snatched it all in now. Okay.
I'm just saying, like in 2024, you ain't think it was going to be bad enough where you're the only.
That's so unbelievable.
You're the only male.
Stop, man! Stop!
Sports
don't go. Don't go through that again.
Team in any major sport in the year of 2024 that has not won a home game. Baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. The Cowboys are the only ones who have.
Don't say it, Kurt.
Okay.
Are you going to talk
say
about
it? Say it.
Stat yesterday I saw. It's like the Cowboys have 5 touchdowns at home this year in AT&T Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints have 6 touchdowns in AT&T Stadium. The Saints actually have more touchdowns this year in the AT&T Stadium than the Cowboys do.
Why
and Detroit tied them. Detroit has 5.
That's your
Detroit
boy.
had 5.
That is your boy.
Hey, we stick together, baby. We got this all day, baby.
Detroit Lions, you said Tigers.
Detroit Lions, excuse me. Lions, Bears, and Tigers. All of them. Oh, my. All of them.
All of them.
Wow. Detroit Tigers might come in here and get 5 touchdowns. Wow, man. Y'all want to talk about San Fran's defense? I mean, San Fran's.
Washington's defense?
Washington's defense.
Well, hey.
Let's take a break first, and then we can come back.
Yeah, we will. I'll give you this great stat by Kurt. Monday night's game drew 17 million viewers, the second most watched Week 11 game in the ESPN era since 2006.
Jerry said, as long as you spell my name right.
It's like, how? Like, you knew that was going to be.
Because something fell out of the sky.
Like, people just. You either love the Cowboys and you hope they lose, or when they're losing, you just like to watch the destruction, right? And like, because there's always something that's going to happen, right? Before the game, like this week, during the game, after the game, the week, there's always something going on, and people just. Love to tune in and watch, man. That's unbelievable.
We kept the tight end out of the end zone.
Do what?
We kept the tight end out of the end zone, right?
Don't show.
Yeah. Because, man, I did not want to see that. Tap it on the window. I did not want to. I like, please, we don't do that now. Keep this dude.
Oh, yeah. You know he had a celebration.
Oh, yeah. But I was like, hey. And I
they probably would have got like
kid.
They probably would have got like in a tour line.
Yeah.
Like the whole team would have got in a tour line.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
He's the tour guide. He's showing everybody.
God.
Here's the stadium.
That would have been funny. All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, we'll talk about the game a little bit.
What game?
Boys. Yeah, exactly.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hangin with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Welcome back to the final segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every show by Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's talk a little bit Cowboys offense, Washington defense in the last 10 minutes of the show. Here's a fun stat, because it seems like every single week we read this the other way around. How about this one? Washington has struggled versus the run. They rank 30th in both total yards allowed. Who's below them, Kurt? Look that up. They rank 30th in both total yards allowed, 1,655, and yards per carry at 5. They've given up 202, 164, 140, and 228 yards in the last 4 games. So that's a positive, right? Is this going to be on both sides of the ball, just throw as few passes as we can?
It'll be one of the fastest played games in America.
Because it'll be running plays every play?
Yeah.
No clock stoppages with the pass?
The thing about this, if Jesse would permit me, the thing about it is they run a base 4-3 defense.
Yes, sir.
I've only watched a half of the 2 losses, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. They had more movement early in the game against Philadelphia. They ran a few more games, a few more twists, a few more stunts. They have 29 sacks, giving up 150 yards a game, as you already stated. What I want to say is they still got Payne. The other kid is hurt. Allen is hurt. Dorrance Armstrong is making a difference, number 92.
Name sound familiar?
Yeah, Dante Fowler has 8.5 sacks. And I'm pronouncing this right, Kurt.
Frankie Louisville.
Frankie Louisville has 7 sacks. They got the ability to make plays. And they have the people in place to stop the run if they choose to. They're not giving up much in the pass because teams are gashing them. But in these 2 losses, what I've noticed, and it's, I don't know if we had the personnel to do it. In fact, I don't know if we had the personnel to do this. What's so funny? I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. I want our show to continue to rank number 1. I don't want us off there. So I'm trying. Pittsburgh rushed 43 times for 140 yards, 3.3 average, 1 TD. Time of possession for them, Pittsburgh was 36 minutes. Oof. They wore these boys down. Philadelphia said not to be outdone. We'll do it one better. For as the yardage and the percentage carries, they had 40 carries for 228 yards, 5.7, 3 TDs, 39 long, and they controlled the ball 33 minutes. If we gonna have a chance, we cannot throw the ball. If we're gonna have a chance, it's gonna be because we tried to accomplish the run, and we did it regardless of what common sense says. You're not gonna throw the ball on these guys. They gonna pass rush you, and they'll get. And this kid, I don't want to forget him, number 11, Jeremy Chin. Mm-hmm. This dude is huge. When he comes up to the line of scrimmage, when he comes up to the line of scrimmage, you can't tell him between him and number 4, brother Frankie.
He's a big dude.
6'3", 220 pounds.
Do I need to Google him?
Google him up. He hardcore. But what hurts you is you see these guys every now and then. All 4 of their down linemen, all 4 of their defensive tackles play. All 4 of them play. So they got a nice rotation. But the thing about it, you'll see them every now and then leak off of a block and make a play for a loss. And then they'll go 4 or 5 plays where they just blow it off the ball. So there's no consistency for us defending the run. They're not a great pass rushing team, but they'll mix you up. They'll give you just enough to mix you up. It's just, I don't think they're playing as good as what they should. That's just my belief, but who knows? We'll see after this week.
Damn, 6'3", 220.
He is a man full grown. Jess, but I know you got a little more to add to that.
I think everything that you said was spot on, and I think sometimes Nate does this on purpose. Like, he gets out the gate, and everything that you said was factual. Everything that you said was factual. But then you leave it to me to have to be the voice of reason.
Right.
You leave it to me to have to be the guy who now has to spew the truth that some people may not want to hear. You said that the Pittsburgh Steelers rushed 44 times.
43 times.
43 times.
Yes.
And the Philadelphia Eagles rushed 40 times.
Yes.
I don't think, and this is quick math, I don't think the Cowboys running back group has 40 carries in the last 4
I was going to say the thing that those 2 teams have is they both have really good 1-2 running backs.
Yes.
And again, loose math in the last 4 games, and if they do, it's not much more than 44.
Right.
The second thing is, hate to be the bearer of bad news.
You're not the bearer of bad news. You are the voice of reason. Yes.
I'm the voice of reason.
Let's be positive on this Wednesday.
Philadelphia has one of the best offensive lines in football. And even I watched that Philadelphia game as well because they were getting after Jalen Hurts when they dropped back to pass.
Yes.
So they lean more on the run.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh has a decent offensive line. We have, you're a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 6-time Pro Bowler, offensive lineman. You do know that we don't We don't have that.
And not yet. We're building.
In 2026.
And let's not talk about the injuries right now that are
Zach
going
Martin.
on.
We don't know what Zach Martin's going to be. We don't know what Tyler Smith is going to be. We know what Steele has been. We know what Guyton has been.
Yeah.
You know, and BB, I think sometimes BB just, his name doesn't get brought up sometimes because everything else around him is worse. And he ain't playing that well. It's just that he ain't playing as bad as those guys.
Can you imagine what he's thinking this week with those two guys hurt?
Good luck.
Like he's like, I'm still trying to figure this mess out
luck.
now.
And so when you look at what they do, so Nate's right, 4-3 front. That's 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. I tweeted this earlier, and this might show my age. I remember last year I used to always say, if they wearing a single digit,
look out for them.
Look out for them. And I remember my coach used to say this back in the day, and this is probably showing my age, but all of you in here are older than me. So, but there used to be a football saying that he's a football playing Jesse. You ever heard that saying before?
Yeah.
Ain't talking about me, but it's an old term. They say he's a football playing Jesse.
Is that the equivalent of a Basketball Jones? Remember that song? Basketball Jones. You remember that, Nate?
Show your age. Show your age.
Can you let this man?
You remember that song? Go ahead, Jeff.
Somehow, somewhere, it's going
to be about him.
That wasn't about me. That was about Basketball Jones. Come on.
Frankie Louvu, football playing Jesse.
Single digit.
Football playing Jesse.
Yes.
Like, when I talk about dude, just a football playing dude, Frankie Louvu.
Yeah.
Like, flies around. Then I also said, remember healthy Sean Lee? Remember healthy Sean Lee?
Yes.
Just his just being a general, the generalship that he had out there in the football field. That's Bobby Wagner. That's Bobby Wagner.
That guy's been in the league for a minute, hasn't he?
That's Bobby
having
Wagner.
a good year.
And nobody wanted him last year, did they?
He wanted to be here. Dan Quinn wanted him to be here, but that his wishes wasn't.
What was he with the Rams 1 year?
Oh, maybe 2.
They picked him up on a 1 year deal, and then he went to Washington.
But the thing about him now, if you can take him 15, 20 yards out, he kind of
Well,
here's Kurt's stat. You know, Kurt loves PFF. PFF has him ranked 4th among linebackers.
I'm telling you,
leads the team with 91 tackles.
Think of healthy Sean Lee.
That's right.
Think of healthy Sean Lee, the generalship of Sean Lee.
He's 34. Too.
That's Bobby Wagner. That's Bobby Wagner. Behind this 4-3 defense, they'll play, you know, he's a cover 3 guy, right? So you'll see cover 3, you'll see cover 3 cloud, right? So that just basically means still a cover 3, but to the strong side, you're gonna see that cornerback play a little bit different. You know what I mean? He's gonna play a little bit somewhat into that flat. That other safety will come over and play his over top of him. The other half safety will come in the middle of the field, and that other corner on the backside will have that third. So you'll see a cover 3 cloud. You'll see a cover 3 buzz, where the safety, it looks like a cover 2 high safety. At the snap of the ball, one safety will move to the middle of the field. That other safety now to the strength, wherever the tight end or the multiple receivers are, will buzz down into that hook area. That other DB will have the third. That linebacker will play the flats, or the safety will go and play the flats, and the linebacker will have the hook curl. So they give you different variations of there where it looks like a cover 2, it'll look like a cover 4, but it's an inverted cover 3 cloud, cover 3 buzz, right? So now, go ahead.
Against Pittsburgh, they played those 2 tight ends are either wide receivers so close to the. What look was that when they was playing all that, just that 2 tight ends?
So it was the same thing,
right.
But you saw that corner. He played almost like an edge player.
Right.
He played because in that cover 3 cloud, he got the flats. So he's saying, I'm going to play like an edge player. But if anything comes out to the flat, that's me. But I'm gonna play up close and tight. So I'm gonna sometimes jam down on the receiver.
Right.
Or if the ball is being run this way, now offensive linemen or fullbacks or running backs, I ain't waiting back in the flat so they can come around the corner and get me. Yeah. Right now, I'm up close where I can come downhill as a contained player because he's ultimately a contained player if you're playing that flat. Right at that cornerback spot. So when they had those tight splits and it was either a bunch set or that tight end was to his side, he just kind of clamped down on that and saying, well, wherever he go, I can still get to the flats.
Right.
But I play up close so that they don't get a chance. If I see run, I attack it right now with my outside hand free so that they can't get leverage on me and come outside. Instead of me playing out in the flats, and now a tackle didn't come around the corner and he rolling. I can't low cut him no more.
Right.
I'll look like Trayvon Diggs is getting out the way and not wanting to make a tackle. And so they do that a lot. And I know we got to go, but Trayvon Diggs had CeeDee Lamb. Let me start by saying this. When Dan Quinn was here, and everybody raved about Dan Quinn, there was a special bond, this relationship that players had with Dan Quinn. If that's to be true, like it was here, then that's who Dan Quinn is, right?
Right.
So I would only expect that he's carried that same type of situation over to Washington. He's basically turned that program around in less than a year. So those guys are ready to run through the wall for him, right? The team,
right?
The defense. CeeDee Lamb had a comment. He says, teams want to embarrass us. If you do not think Washington right now, who has been the doormat to the Cowboys and to the Eagles in this division for a long time, don't want a little get back right now, and that they don't want to run through the wall for their coach. Normally, when we would go to Washington, it would be pro-Cowboy crowd.
Right.
I don't believe that will be the case this time around.
Might be the first time ever.
I don't believe that's going to be the case this time around. And so those guys, offensively, better have their mind right. Because defensively, they're going to try to embarrass you. For the sake of staying in pace with division, because they're one game behind right now, Philadelphia. Yeah. For the sake of this, our coach now, y'all ain't want him. So now we gonna ride for him. And also
Dante Fowler, Dorrance Armstrong.
Bobby Wagner is telling those dudes like, hey, I know what it is to not be one and have to go back and play that team.
Right.
He gonna have those guys jacked up and ready to go. At home, if they don't want to get embarrassed on the road this Sunday, because this defense is going to try to come out, and Dan Quinn is and he's already an up the field type of. If you think 55 passing attempts going to be in your cards, they'll have 6.5 sacks.
35 runs.
They'll have 6 sacks in the first half.
Can't wait to hear Jesse's stat of the week.
35 runs for the
you
Cowboys.
You missed this week, didn't you? You missed the touchdown.
I missed half. He had like 50 yards. It was close. The score was on point, though.
Yeah. Was it?
He was close.
It was 35-9. It was my score. Oh, the game was 34-10.
Nice. Good job, Jess. Listen to Jesse here. Get your picks in every week.
Voice of reason.
For entertainment purposes only.
It's a voice of reason for no reason.
All right, fellas, good stuff. We'll talk Cowboys defense tomorrow, Washington offense. I got some questions about this Washington offense, so I'm glad I got a couple of players in Nate Newton's fantasy football league that are playing for me this week I need to know about, because I know how you like fantasy football.
Yeah.
Tell them what you always say.
What's that, bro?
About fantasy football.
I don't play it.
You play real football, right?
I don't play it, bro.
Dallas, thanks for keeping us on the air. Jazz and Josh, thanks for keeping them company. We'll be back tomorrow. Hanging with the boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!